Hello, everyone. My name is Tim B. Green, and this is Crush It Club, episode 23. Let me try that again. Mindset is not sufficient. So my background here kind of expresses, I actually like some of these images very much, but expresses what unfortunately the popular culture perceives of mindset is something along this lines. Right? Somebody gets good mindset and they transcend reality and they become all powerful. And then they start selling their program to people. Okay, that's great. But that has nothing to do with the reality of what mindset is. Although there's certainly a lot of discussion of it, though it's not called mindset in many spiritual traditions, which I think is totally cool, where spirituality disconnects with one particular exception I can think of, because it's referred to all the time in psychology and neuroscience literature when they're doing certain aspects of research on things like mindfulness and mindset and that. But by and large, most religions shy away from scientists and science. Well, if you truly believe in something, why wouldn't you be saying, please come in? Let's empirically test this so that we can see, so that you can prove what we already know, which is what we believe is true. Well, let's be honest. The reason they don't do that is because they either know it isn't or they're afraid it isn't. In either case, their expression of faith is incongruent with their behavior around science, because nobody looks at an airplane and goes, I'm sorry, I don't believe in science, so I'm not going to fly in that machine because my belief system is in something other than science. Nobody does that. Everybody who flies in a plane is relying on science. So that's why I stick with science, but I still think this background is cool, and that mindset is, it's not only is it not sufficient, but I really wanted to call this page or this episode, I wanted to call it mindset is necessary but not sufficient. So mindset is critical. And when I look back at my videos and when I go to categorize them, I actually do a lot of talking about mindset. But unfortunately, in the woo-woo space that has sprung up, where you don't need any evidence of anything to sell your stuff, mindset is very popular. And a lot of people who have a lot of good information to give, a lot of people who've been very successful in the objective real world are still, because they've been sold this package about mindset as something metaphysical, about something almost magical, about a higher vibration by thinking positive thoughts, is not. Of course, you should be optimistic, but we can look at that from a scientific perspective instead, which is what I want to do here. So let's say maybe a year ago, I got on a Zoom call with a mindset coach. She was substantially younger than me, probably 20 plus years younger than me. And our interaction started off, it was like, well, you're not a millionaire. You're not really financially successful. And the reason is your mindset. I was like, well, hold on. You've never met me before. You have no idea what my mindset is. The call quickly ended with me saying, look, I've been studying mindset for most of your life, and I know what it is better than you do. So that was the end of that call. But what mindset really is, and this is sort of my own definition of it, is mindset is paying attention to something that's true, and more to the point, two things that are seemingly contradictory can be true. So for example, I am capable of making $100,000 a year. That's true. I could say I'm capable of making $1 billion a year, which is also true, just radically unlikely, and that goes beyond what is a reasonable mindset to have. It's scientifically not impossible, but it's also scientifically pretty damn unrealistic. So if I say I'm capable of making $100,000 a year, that can be true. And I could also say, I am not even making $1,000 a month. And that can also be true. So the main thing about mindset is about consistently and mindfully paying attention to the things that are true that serve you. This isn't about being unrealistic. This is about focusing on things that are also true, despite other things that are true. Because it could be like, well, I haven't worked out in a year. That's not true for me. I worked out a couple of days ago. But I could say I haven't worked out in 10 years and I'm 300 pounds overweight. That could be true. However, you can pay attention to that, which doesn't probably serve you if you're trying to get healthy and lose weight. But you could say also, I'm 300 pounds overweight. I haven't worked out in a year or 10 years or ever, but I can work out for 5 minutes today. Now you could dump the other stuff, jettison the negative stuff, not because it's not true, but because it in no way serves you. So that's number one. So mindset is about choosing to pay attention to actually objectively, scientifically true things, ignoring other true things which may not serve you or may discourage you or be negative. I'm not talking about disregarding those so much as focusing on what you can do. Now that you actually know what mindset is to focus on the things that serve you best, which are also true. You need to act on them. Because in the interaction I was talking about, what I thought was laughable, it was like, okay, you just assuming, because many people do these days, that mindset is everything. It is not. If it were, in the old expression, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. So mindset is very important. It's necessary. It's even critical, but it's not sufficient, because now that you've got that mindset, you have to get off your ass and act consistently, ideally every fucking day. And if not every day, 5 days a week. If you really want something to happen, you have to keep focused, like I'm doing with these videos. I'm doing them every fucking day and will continue to. There may be a time this year where I can't, but shy of me being absolutely incapable for medical or other reasons, you will see a video from me every day, even if I pre-tape them and schedule them. My intention, my mindset, and there's no question as to whether I can do it. It's whether I choose to do it. So mindset is great, and you must practice it. You must pay attention to it. You must do it consistently. It's like two things are true, a bad thing and a good thing. Well, is there any advantage for you to pay attention to the good thing? Not deny, or sorry, the bad thing. Is there any advantage for you to deny what's bad, but also true? Absolutely not. In fact, there's good reasons why you should pay attention to it to motivate you towards the good thing. But beyond that, it's largely useless because it'll just make you feel discouraged. So don't deny the negative things that are true. Use them, if for anything, to motivate you to pay attention, to focus on, and most important of all, perfect mindset without action is still just a delusional dream. Am I going to make $100,000 this year? I'm going to damn well try. I have no doubt, not a fraction, that I'm incapable of it. Now I have to take action, probably for the rest of the year, going at it hard. And if I do that with the mindset plus the action, it is truly possible. My name is Tim B. Green, and this has been episode 23 of Crush It Club. Mindset is not sufficient. Bye for now.